comments. Let's keep going.
We'll go straight into it. Go ahead, James.
41 points from Keegan. Just what did you see? And is he taking the steps that you want to see from, when you guys brought him out here for California class?
Yeah. I don't know if I'm supposed to say, but that was Keegan's last game in Summer League. And he did a heck of a job. He did pretty much everything we asked of him. There was still some areas where 6 turnovers, only 5 rebounds. I think there's still so many small areas to his game that just naturally over time he's going to get a lot better at. I challenged him before the game and in front of the team and said, "This is your last Summer League game." And I know it may not seem like a big deal, but it should be a big deal. It's the last time you get to play in Summer League, and it's the last time you get to play in a real game until next season. And obviously he took it and ran with it. He struggled a little bit first half, but he was aggressive. He got in the paint, he got the foul line. Obviously he shot the ball at a high level. And I told him, as many minutes as you play, I'm coming at you every time. And I thought, again, I can't speak highly enough of Keegan. He's just for him to show up with a good attitude and lead this group for a couple of games. I mean, it speaks volumes, and it speaks to his character.
Coach Luke, on the defensive end, I just want to talk a little bit about that. I know it's a lot of individual accomplishments here, but 9 block shots and 11 steals. Matter of fact, Keegan did have 4 block shots in himself. You guys were down 76-75, I believe, at one point. Then he shot off to a 11-0 run, but it was the defense that pulled everything together. Could you talk a little bit about having them into the game on the defensive end? Because Keon did say you guys, the coaching staff, wanted to keep them under 20 points in that fourth quarter.
Yeah, absolutely. Dutch Gailey's running our defense, and he's doing an incredible job. He came to me right before the fourth quarter and asked me politely, he's like, "Can I go at him?" I was like, "Yeah, of course, go at him." And I didn't realize they had scored 30 points in the third. I knew they made a big run, and this game of runs is part of it. And I walked up just to kind of listen to what he was saying. He was like, "They scored 30. You got to keep them under 20 this quarter." And we held them to 13 points. And that was my main emphasis post game. It wasn't that we held them to 13 points. It was the activity that led to holding them under 13 points. I think we had 7 or 8 deflections. You mentioned the block shot. To me, I'm not a big block shot guy. I'm more about being in the right position. I thought we were in a great position the whole fourth quarter. We were active. Our ball pressure picked up. And again, everything that we're doing in Summer League translates or should translate to what we're trying to do in the regular season. And for us to take the next step defensively with the Kings, our physicality and our ball pressure, starting with Fox and starting with the guys behind him, it has to go from we were bad this year, and now we got to get to average, and then good, and then eventually we can be great. But to us, with all these role guys and these new guys, it starts in Summer League, and they showed in the fourth quarter they're more than capable, especially now that Keegan's going to not be playing. Our defense has got to go through the roof. To me, that's how we win games. I was joking with Mike after the game that we may be an offensive team with the Kings, but the Summer League team is going to be a defensive team, and I know he appreciates that.
I'll couple on this side and then we'll go over there.
Luke, actually, first of all, when you cut him completely loose, or will he be down there with team activities and practice as well?
No, he's still going to be part of the team. He's coming. He's going to work out every day. He's going to practice with us. The great thing about a guy like Keegan is he wants to be in the gym. And we have a lot of structure. We're trying to get all these guys better on both an individual level and a collective level with our team. So he's still coming. He's going to be on the sidelines and cheering us on, and still working out with us every day.
Hey, you guys, I know it's more than wins and losses, but for you guys, you're trying to take all the wins you can get. Go 2-0 here as you transition to Vegas. Is there any challenge there going down, like picking up and relocating, and everyone's going to be down there at all? I just wonder for you guys, after you already have this experience, what's it like to take that down to Vegas?
Yeah, a little bit of a challenge. Just we're already almost probably more than a week into it now, between a little mini training camp and a couple of games. So the fatigue factor will set in at some point. It's a short stretch, It's a short stretch, and you know, for our guys, it's more of an opportunity. Like I told them on day one, for our roster guys, it's an opportunity for you guys to prepare for the season, and for the non-roster guys, it's an opportunity to show everyone, whether it be NBA, G League, overseas, everyone is in Vegas, and these 2 games are on ESPN, to show everyone why you deserve a contract, whether it be with us or 30 other NBA teams, 29 G League teams, and a million teams overseas. There's a lot of money, and to me, and all the scouts and all the coaches we know, teams want individuals that play the right way. It doesn't matter about the points, it doesn't matter about the stats. If you can play the right way and show, you know, GMs and head coaches of other teams that you know what you're doing when you step on the floor, it's so valuable. You can't get enough of those guys. And I'll keep preaching that to our guys every single day. I don't care how many points you score. I don't care what the stat sheet looks like. If you step on the court and have an impact, number one, starting with defense, and number two, learning how to play our style, which I know I'm biased, but I think our style is pretty selfless. You have to kind of give up all your ambitions and die for the team. It will help you make money. And so far, these guys have done a heck of a job.
Jason?
Luke, 2 things real quick. Number one, any chance Sasha will join the summer league team?
No.
No, okay. Secondly, your role as head coach of this group, like, how are you kind of looking at your role, like what you're trying to accomplish, and just how much fun are you having? How much are you enjoying this?
Yeah, I'm having a blast. I think it's such a great opportunity to be in uncomfortable spots, and the same with the players, same with all of our assistant coaches. We've all kind of bumped up a notch in terms of responsibility, and I'm so grateful for Mike to put me in this position, because I've learned more in the past week about not only I think what I do well, but especially what I need to work on in terms of managing. Like you don't understand how much goes into being a head coach until you're sitting in the seat. I told Mike a couple of days ago that I will bother him much less, and he's like, no, keep coming with ideas, and I was like, no, I'm telling you, because you're just getting pulled in every different direction, and it's so great for my growth to understand what he goes through, and this is like a 10% of what he deals with, but it without a doubt will make me a better assistant coach, and I think for our whole staff in terms of their responsibility jump. Now transferring to next year will make them better as a staff and you know, all their respective roles.
Luke, obviously last year there was a contingent of your core guys who went to Vegas to just work out and sort of build chemistry, and I'm wondering do you know that if there's going to be anything similar happening this year in Vegas, and how much does the coaching staff sort of keep tabs on guys when they are working out and doing things like that in the summer?
Yeah, I think a lot of that is player led, and just the nature of the off seasons. The players organize a lot of that, and then they'll hit our staff up for support with whatever they need. I've been so focused on this team that I haven't really caught. I would assume that we'll have a good amount of guys in Vegas, as most teams will. But you know, they'll hit up other coaches and figure out those workouts. Hopefully, we'll have a couple guys at the game. The one thing I would say, and I've said it almost every interview, like our main thing in this off season is to stay connected, and I think our players have run with that in their own individual way, starting with Fox and with Domas. They've grown so much in the position of being the team's leaders, and that's a huge part in the off season, because everyone goes a million miles away, and they're all. And if you don't stay connected, now some of that you just need to get away and spend time with your family and go on vacation. But if you don't stay connected with each other, it's very difficult to try to squeeze everything back together in training camp. And as far as I've worked with Fox almost every day this summer, but as far as I've known, the communication level, what he says, has been an all-time high between the roster players, which, as coaches, when you hear something like that, it's, you know, we're really excited about it.
All right, quickly, last two, go ahead.
So Jaime and Jaquez only had 4 points tonight after scoring 22 on Monday. Would you attribute that more to your team's defense or him just having an off night?
First of all, Jaime may have the best hair I've ever seen of a professional athlete. It's an incredible flow, and I think he is a great player. One of our, I think it was either Jay Triano or Jordy Fernandez said to me today, like when you walk in a gym and watch these summer league games, in almost every game, maybe in every other game you watch, there's one or two guys that really stick out. That are just like, oh, that's an NBA player. To us, and even in the pre-draft process, he came in for work. Like he is a very good basketball player. So high praise to Jaime. I enjoyed watching him at UCLA. I think he's got a bright future. I think that was a great pick by Miami. And you know, I don't know if it was our defense. I do know he was a focal point for our game plan going into it, based off what he's done and based off what we know about him. But maybe it was just an off night. I just cannot speak highly enough with my praise for Jaime. I think he's going to be a great player, and he's going to play in the league for a long time.
Quickly, Ron.
Hey, Coach, with the about week you've had and 2 games now in the books, like how do you feel like this has gone? How would you assess this process has been so far?
Yeah, about as expected. The only thing I didn't expect was to lose my voice so quickly. I've made fun of Jordy and Mike in almost every training camp, whether it's a Nigerian camp, summer league last year, training camp this year. Both of them consistently lose their voice, and I've made fun of them. I'm like, I'll never lose my voice. And literally on day 1 after the second practice, Jordy called me and I sounded like this, and he started making fun of me. In terms of the overall, if you take a step back and look at it, I think we're right where I expected to be. We're still really sloppy. We had 21 turnovers tonight. I think, yeah, 21. I think the guys are trying, and I think we're still pretty far away from playing our brand of basketball. And it takes time. It took us, I would say, months to transfer from what we were asking to them not only understanding but then doing. And I think that's like, it's difficult. It's difficult to play the way we play. It's difficult to move the ball. It's difficult to not try to go get your own bucket and just make the simple play over and over again. It's very difficult, and not a lot of teams play like it. So I expect a little bit of sloppiness. And the same thing defensively. Like when we're asking you to guard at the level that we're asking, the game is going to be sloppy. There's going to be a lot of, like what I said, is muck. Like it's just like, it's gross. But I think they're trying to do the right things. And I think as summer league progresses, hopefully things will continue to clean up. They'll continue to understand, and we're going to keep pushing them. But I think more or less we're right where I expected to be at this point.
Thank you, Coach.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys. Okay, see you in Vegas?
Yep.